cache. So I'm excited to see how they tackle the map.
Yeah, and I also remember asking Draken specifically about opping T side on Nuke, and he says, because that's something they still do on both Nuke and Inferno, it's very difficult to op T side, they still go for it. He says it's highly situational, difficult to find the angles. We see FaZe going for a fast ramp take. Karrigan is dinked, I think he's on yard trying to make his way into secret. Kio with that, what setup, James?
Raid the bossa!
Exactly, the bomb being planted on the lower bomb side. 5v5 situation, 5v4 now. friberg finishes off Karrigan. There's a smoke and a kit on draken, but the rest of the team has armor, so this is going to be an aim fight then.
And Get Right is, I mean, doesn't even need to aim all too accurately, just points his gun into the smoke, finds himself a kill, and another one through the door. Get Right just stomping through the defense here. And that's kioShiMa now looking for, well, he'll get nothing. He'll look, but he will not find. It is an NiP to find. A very, very easy retake. But FaZe did get the bomb down, so they can be very happy with that. And obviously they can get the pressure on whenever they want. In fact, maybe they even have a round for this situation.
This is a very interesting dynamic now when the T's plant the bomb, how the CTs approach their buy. Because do you take the risk, for example, I mean, risk, quote unquote, and you go all M4s, even with no head armor, because you're gambling on the fact that they're going to only play with pistols, and then you can utilize your range, no armor. But in that case, if the T's actually buy full Tech 9s, for example, and all utility and go for an upper execute, you're not going to have utility of your own to really fight it. There's not going to be a Molotov for Hut or for Squeaky, and then it can be tricky. So in this case, it pays off for NiP. You can see how Get Right, Forest, Xizt will have M4s and all of the utility. Draken with the Scout, and only friberg has the UMP. So against the 4 AKs of FaZe, 1 UMP, you can also see that they're limited with their own utility.
Ooh.
And that's going to be a problem potentially for them.
I like the attempt at the fast boost for Draken onto the catwalk area. That would be pretty cool looking into the future. So Draken with the scout to start things off with. Xizt with 2 opponents to face. Only able to take 1 down in that trade frag situation for the T's. Get Right charging through. Caught on the reload is kioShiMa. Enough bullets for karrigan as well. That's going to leave Draken alone with 1 HP to take on a full health NiKo. Gets a nice tag though. And there's time on the clock so Draken can hide. Suggests he's actually fallen onto the low ground. What a beast, 1 HP, Jesus. Tech 9 will do the job.
That was actually a huge outplay from Draken. I mean, with 1 HP, okay, he first gets the tag. NiKo wasn't sure exactly where he is. But then NiKo tries to go for the outplay with the smoke and then just getting the kill. And Draken is completely ready for it. He didn't even look like he had to flick his crosshair. So, see karrigan actually forced by fully into this one. Oh yeah, so it's the... What we see nowadays, if a player has enough money for an AK, one player goes for that full buy, the rest of the team is on an eco. That way he can just play with the UMP. The next round he gets the jump on Forest, but isn't able to actually get the kill, do any damage. Rain, of course. We see the FaZe Eagles in action yet again.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like having kioShiMa, you got Rain, you got NiKo. It's just a little bit ridiculous. allu actually rescuing the AK, able to get himself something, and all of a sudden, this is exactly what you're talking about, Yanko. FaZe are a problem whenever they have pistols, and with the AK as well, they are even more powered up.
You can see the issue. They're singling out these NiP players. First it was, Forest being caught alone, then it was Get Right, but friberg with a very aggressive move. He had great timing. He's going to get the jump on NiKo. But now they know where he is. Not sure if he's aware that allu is already in the lower bomb side. allu also has the bomb. So now this is looking very, very good for FaZe. They have the positional advantage as well. Still a couple of nades on friberg, an incendiary that can cut off a choke point. Xizt very careful about being flanked.
Yeah, great for friberg to have the presence of mind to make the play outside. Very risky, but it was required. And that bomb ticking faster and faster. Oh no, are you serious? These Deagles in this round have been phenomenal, but there's still a chance here for Xizt to save this one. He just has to try to bait out the remaining player and get the immediate kill by allu. He's got armor, he's got a head armor, he's got himself an AK as well, and the doors to play with. This is so difficult for Xizt. He's going to back away. He realizes there's just not all that much he can do in this situation. And allu might try to get the kill after time, and Xizt will be safe. So 3-1. Nice round from FaZe. Again, as you say, the AK and pistols, very cool.
See, right, Forest is like in the middle of the map. He's not even like shoulder peeking or anything. Gatorade is not yet in that window area to, you know, it's not even a double peek to an extent. So really you need to be, again, aware of FaZe with the pistols, but it looks like karrigan's gonna try a kill to Squeaky. No. allu spotted draken. A lot of action happening early on. Draken does not find the opening yet. He's being flashed out of position. The smokes are not there for FaZe though. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do just yet. Seems like they're waiting for allu to get a pick potentially. I think at this point it would be way better for them to just take control of secret. That way they can force out some of the rotations from the CTs. And the time is ticking away.
Indeed it is. allu slowly creeping outside. I wonder if we'll see walls of smoke later. The big flash, but again, from that distance, draken doesn't necessarily need to... Actually, that's a bit closer than it could be. He misses his snap. He's got 4 HP. He might have to retreat to CT spawn now, although it is draken after all. He doesn't know retreat. He only has W. And NiKo will take him down. And there's friberg picked off as well. Fights all over the map. That's going to leave GetRight alone with a Deagle. He's picked up an upgrade. Pretty sure they know where he is, however. He's trying to get into position. 1T on the high ground, 1T on the low. And I'd be surprised if he made this, purely because the angles are so unexpected. And there we go. 2 players surviving for FaZe. Another round in the bag, and NiP's money has been broken.
And there you can see maybe the flaws or the cons of being overly aggressive with the AWP. The problem with Draken there is he lost like the positioning advantage, right? Once that smoke falls and flashes, he lost vision and he doesn't know from which angle the T's might pressure him. He needs to fall back into a different position where he can again safely fire off a shot and then retreat. Behind that box, he has nowhere to go, as you pointed out. I mean, CT spawn, yeah, but that
might not be able to get there
conceding too
either.
much space, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think, if you can see the box there, I think he'd be exposed even if he tried to make it, so I think he was ultimately trapped. Worth noting as well, FaZe actually did double raid boss on their pistol round, and allu was given a Tech 9 as well, and he bought himself Kevlar. But that's at the cost of 2 Ts with no armor, when you can have one person drop 2 P250s instead. And the P250 still has quite reasonable moving accuracy, so I think for the purposes, and it has better headshot range than a Tech 9 and pistol round.
I think it's for the strat that they were executing. I think Tech 9 is better, and also double is there probably for also the smoke diffuse, right? You have 24 bullets. It's like better for spamming. And once you get to the lower bomb site, all that area around the office, around actually control room, around vents, that's all where you really need the firing rate of the Tech 9. Now this is a much better position for Draken, equalizes the numbers, but we have a push from FaZe towards ramp. Great smoke from GetRight. karrigan runs through it with no flash. Interesting decision to say the least. Xizt on the aggression. He hears the FaZe player rotating back, gets the one, doesn't get the second. Trade from allu. Rain comes up through the vents. 2v2 situation. They have control of upper. Draken wasn't there in time, and we have GetRight on the flank.
Walking into a crossfire, however. But he's got time. He's got a kit, so he can hold his angle, see if anybody peeks. Yeah, he will be exposed. It's a difficult walk through the hut because your legs can be seen if someone's on the high ground, but then you can be seen from squeaky area as well. That was a really nice shot from draken. I have a question for you, Janko, as someone who used to AWP in CSGO.
Yeah.
Do you find that if you're long range with an AWP and you're double scoped in, do you find that you react a bit slower than if you were single scoped from the same distance?
Not really. Depends on the angle, because double scope you're basically focused on just one position, one angle, and single scope you use it long range. Maybe you're afraid of being peaked from two different angles so that you can flick shot.
I find that like the angle he was holding, I find that it's easier for me to shoot someone even at long range with single scope than double scope.
Really?
But I really can't figure out why.
I like that. I use that exact angle a lot when I played, and it was always easier for me to double scope.
I wonder if it's just because you're more used to the field of view in the single scope, because you use single scope more. Because I think there's like a similar thing in Quake as well. I remember experiencing that if you switch FOVs, like even if you're in a higher FOV, it's just like getting used to it type thing. But that's the difficulty with an AWP. If you're not an AWPer, it's like suddenly you scope in and you're not really used to the sensitivity of being scoped. So it might be partially that as well.
Yeah. The thing is, that's not one of those shots where you don't move your mouse. It's like a tripwire shot. The angle is so tight that there's no room for you to adjust. You basically hold your crosshair right next to the container, and as soon as you see the model in your crosshair, you fire, because if you wait, he's going to be past that angle, he's going to be behind the container, and your shot is going to be too late, basically. But we see the buy from NiP. They also went for the timeout, so let's see what exactly are they going to change in this round. Draken going for that garage spot.
Ooh, repositioning. Oh, just in time, but Draken's not going to make it. Rain really fast. Forrest shoulder peeking, but a re-peek is just not opportune for him. It's not optimal. CT Stowe, friberg with 2 kills. They've got the high ground as well, but it's FaZe moving to the low.
This is a great example of one good call from karrigan to change up the pace after the timeout was called, and you can see the reaction from FaZe. They see get right. Actually, they saw friberg getting 2 kills. I think Rain also heard get right, and they know he's the ramp player, so they just run out ramp and get the bomb down.
And it looks like Get Right will be making his way in, and where is his teammate at? Xizt actually picking up a 1 versus 1 of his own there, so karrigan now the last man standing to try to clutch. He will not be able to do so, so the round will be won by NiP. And just quickly, whilst we have the moments, it appears that we are experiencing some technical difficulties limiting the stream to 30 FPS, but this should be fixed for the next game, and we apologize for this and hope it doesn't ruin things too much for you.
Stay positive. You get sick play-by-play from Dan, James, and myself, so, you know, who cares?
Mostly the Mr. Y and K.
I hate it when I see a player in a 1vx situation pull out a knife. It's like,
yeah.
Why karrigan you have a knife out? The player had like red HP. If you had an AK, maybe you have enough time to react and get the kill, and then you're in a 1v1. Also, really, 3v2 turns out in a 2v0. So not really the best of plays from FaZe, but they keep the pressure on the economy still. Wow, that's a peak from Kio. Great awareness from him. Draken was in the same position for basically 9 rounds. Now he switches it up. Kio is ready for it. You see the smoke falling down on yard. Kio with another kill. Those are 2 players on the upper bomb side. Let's see how FaZe decides to close out this round. They are going towards secret with the majority of their team. Although Rain is creeping around mini and Kio is still in lobby, so would have preferred it if they stayed more grouped up. You can see Rain getting the kill on Xizt as well. Forrest still in the rush, and after this kill it's safe for FaZe to just go lower. They know they only have 1 player max to deal with. You can see they're checking all the spots, and this should be a save for Get Right and Forrest.
Yeah, it's looking pretty interesting now. Where is the money at the moment? Ooh, so it looks like FaZe have a good opportunity to take a lot of rounds this half, get some good momentum going their way.
I mean, their buy is going to be bad regardless if NiP decides to do so, but this is one of those situations where you save simply because like the chances of you winning the round are close to 0 pretty much. So better to play the next round with 2 M4s than with 5 USPs or 5 P250s. GetRight still decides to challenge NiKo. Doesn't really work out for him. And that's another example of, you know, look at, I mean, Kio has 8 kills. That's all right. He's second highest fragging player. But he basically won that round for his team with the 2 kills. Like his awareness not to get picked off by Draken, and then he immediately moved to Squeaky, expecting perhaps a reaction from some of the NiP guys. He knows that friberg likes to play close around that area, gets the second kill as well, and that pretty much sealed the deal for FaZe. We see that NiP goes into a force buy. 2 M4s, 3 UMPs.
Yep, looks pretty good.
Reasonable. GetRight still gets the jump on karrigan. I'm not really sure how, but UMP reigns supreme. 3 players in the outer area as we see a couple of trades coming in.
Yeah, the UMP is doing a great job, it would appear. And, you know, GetRight, even dying with the M4 in the previous round, was able to afford with the UMP a full selection of grenades, although his teammates were much poorer. But they should be good to go if they're not to lose any other players. But that's really FaZe's objective here. Get the economic damage in, keep the pressure on. And it's very difficult. It always feels very difficult on a map like Nuke, just because the CTs can play so tight around the rotations.
Yeah, but this is one of those rounds where you're not really aiming for damage. You really want to win this round because it's a weak buy for NiP. There's a lot of UMPs in play, not that much utility for them at the start of the round. And FaZe does have control of lower, but the bomb can't make it there. So Rain is forced to try and make a play. He's running like a crazy person, gets the kill on GetRight. Kio is now moving towards the lower bomb side, doesn't expect Forest to be there as well. And now Rain in a almost impossible situation. 1v3, he gets finished off by Forest. And NiP wins the all-important force buy. Draken manages to find an AWP for himself. FaZe still have enough money to buy out. NiKo getting dropped the AWP by allu. I think that's a spawn thing. Yep. He's probably gonna go for the squeaky pick early on. Let's see if he can find it. He's usually very good in these situations. There's a player coming from main. friberg throws the incendiary. Doesn't peek just yet. Draken gets a kill on Rain in the meanwhile. NiKo still patiently waiting for it, but friberg is just going to smoke it off. And that's going to be the end of that. Kio tries to get that kill off of NiKo's call, but doesn't make it happen.
Ooh, oh wow. Very fast by GetRight, reclaiming the ramp room away from karrigan. So NiP off the back of that UMP force buy, they're looking really strong now. At the moment, at least, it's looking quite desperate for FaZe in this particular situation. But if allu can get a quick pick, oh, that is something, isn't it? allu, very, very crazy shot right there. Unfortunately, that is the end of allu's story in this round, and same for NiKo. But it might have been a small window of opportunity, but it is now shut. 6-6, and still enough money for FaZe to get the buy-in. And NiP themselves. Again, CT buys are just so expensive. Their economy is still not that secure just yet.
Still forcing that AWP on the T side. Not 100% sure about it. Although Draken has been playing the same spots more often than not. Back to the spot that got him the entry kill that we were discussing so thoroughly.
Is he... Can we look at Draken quickly? Okay. Okay, yeah, he's keeping his single scope in, so he has his options available to him.
Okay, so this is interesting. You got NiP very defensive. Obviously, the wall of smoke, triple wall of smoke outside to make things very obscure. And are they going secret? Looks like they are with a couple players at least. And friberg might be a bit pressured, actually dropping out of position just for a moment, but still not going to miss anything. Doesn't have any smoke though to delay these Ts. He has used it already, I believe, on that position. Perhaps a little bit too soon, and that might be something that could help out FaZe, but in fact Rain will lose the 1 versus 1 against friberg, And so this is going to allow a lot more stability for NiP in this round, as friberg is still watching over this control room, and it does appear like FaZe really want to get in there. And friberg denying them once again. Second kill for him. Third one could be lined up right now. And there it is, friberg. Excellent trio frags from him.
Almost a fourth one, and there are CTs swarming all over this site. Allu trying to hold things down while his teammates plant the bomb. That will be allowed. kioShiMa going through the flames to reposition. Both CTs on high ground now. He has to wait. He hasn't got the health to go through this. Looking away from control, and that will leave NiP in control. And here comes the defuse from draken. Great play by friberg there. Lots of nice little things he did. Some people tend to just reposition and peek while they're reloading as well, but he made doubly careful of that, and even shoulder peeked where he just came from to spot NiKo. So really nice play by friberg in that round, holding it down around B.
A bit disjointed from FaZe. Rain going secret by himself, not waiting for a teammate to be there for the trade. When the ramp push was coming in as well, so spacing should have been a bit better from FaZe. Great round from friberg regardless, and NiP now able to string a couple of rounds together. They have a much healthier buy. You can see that NiKo is forced to play with a Galil, and still that AWP on allu.
allu looking for that aggressive AWP of draken outside. Draken yet to be spotted. Pretty important entry frag there, despite going down again to friberg, who almost feels as though he's all over the place at this point, playing around those vents. It's going to be returning that frag immediately. Forest playing with the AK here. No smokes, no wall of smokes here. They want to keep it open here for the picks, and that's exactly what's going to happen. The trade frag onto Forest. NiP now, still not a desperate situation. They still have decent positions for the defense here, and fast rotation times to lower sight if they need to. So FaZe just looking to catch them as they go for information. But NiP, if they're careful, they should be fine. Another kill for friberg, as FaZe try to, again, perhaps not the perfect coordination, push that main area, and they will be deflected. Oh, Rain down to 6 HP. Perhaps he's thinking about what he can do with this AWP now, maybe save it. It really appears this this game so far that NiP are just hitting their shots, right? And something that's been a little bit frustrating, I think, for them is some of these tournament performances where they have had lackluster individual displays.
Yeah, they're playing well at the moment. friberg top fragging for the team. I want to go back to karrigan's first kill through Squeaky Door. Just for those at home, I'm pretty sure he pre-fired the hut position, which is a common position the CTs will take. So especially with a smoke down, which basically obscures vision from other places. So a really good spot to pre-fire, because it's very commonly, maybe even more often than not, you're going to find a CT standing in that area rather. allu spots an elbow going straight through the smoke at an angle where he doesn't think he'll be seen, and that's draken taken down. He thought the smoke was a brick wall, but it isn't. Ooh, allu, I really thought he was going to land that second shot. But friberg once again holding things down while FaZe moves through the ramp.
Yeah, very quick from friberg. Get right, spotting them as they go down, thinning out the numbers ever so slightly as the pressure from NiP begins to mount, and the frags, they mount with it. Bomb down now on the lower site. This is looking a little bit hopeless at this point for FaZe. But is it completely hopeless? NiKo's on 4 HP. I mean, all it really takes is that, that 1D from kioShiMa, maybe NiKo to get a drop on somebody, and all of a sudden, FaZe could be an advantage, but they're a bit far away from that kind of a situation. At the very least, there is some level of time for them to work with, but that is soon to be gone. NiKo looking for something now upgraded to an AK. This is, of course, the last round of the first half, and they're going to do their darndest to try to win it. Xizt. Oh, a bit too slow on the reactions there from kioShiMa, and with that, you'd think that the hope is gone in this round for FaZe, and indeed, NiP with a 9-6. A pretty solid first half for NiP, especially if you look at the momentum in the middle for FaZe there.
9 rounds on the board. for NiP. Do you think that's a good CT half, Yanko?
All things considered, I think yes. Maybe would have hoped for a little bit more, considering they won the pistol, but then again, considering how they were losing a couple of consecutive rounds in the middle of the first half, in the end they managed to recover well. So pistol round is going to be super important, obviously. Allu with the nade instead of the smoke to go along with the kit. That was in case of an upper rush. Was hoping to do a lot of damage, but it seems like karrigan is going to be the one with some action coming his way.
Pure Glocks for the T side. And 4 Kevlars. So karrigan just keeping an eye on things, starting to back off, perhaps. Indeed, he's got a lot to do now. He'll hear the players running above him. He's going for it. They're looking to die on his sword of 20 HP. Down he goes. No frags in return for the CT side. How will they reposition? Looks like we've got one player coming in for the flank, but a bomb is good to go down.
Yeah, very lucky to get dinked immediately from karrigan on that long range. Happens though. Rain comes in with the pistol. Nice frag from NiKo, given a helping hand, and all of a sudden the NiP lines have been decimated, but f0rest against 4 now. Known for his pistol, his mastery of the pistol. This is pretty awkward. Nades in there, the doors will be blown apart, as will f0rest. And that is the pistol for FaZe. So each team going a pistol apiece.
Rain wants that MVP star, man.
Oh, I didn't really take that into account. That nade can be used for, doing a lot of damage in case of an upper rush, but it can also be used to break one of the doors.
This last bullet, boom.
Retake.
And then he gets another one here.
Yeah, a lot of value in breaking the doors, that's for sure.
Break those doors.
Yeah, we use Roadman footwear for that in London. Kicking doors down, running from the police, etc. 3 smoke grenades on NiP for this pistol rounds. That can allow them to get close quarters and force the hand of the CTs at some point in this round. Ooh, Rain's going fishing, and he's got to get himself some carp. That's very, very nicely done by him. 3 players remain with no armor. And again, FaZe can set up for these longer range angles, just like NiKo is doing. Got to be careful with his bullets, and he will be. Easy for NiKo.
Just so crisp.
I wonder if the slower fire rates actually helps in situations like that.
What do you mean?
Just because they reduced the fire rate of the silenced M4, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I guess from a recoil perspective, I know it doesn't have much anyway. But I'm just thinking, like, I was just thinking of versus the M4A4. I'm just nerding out. Don't worry about me. Nerding out.
I think I know what you mean, but in the end, it's all about recoil control. Yours is the players that get used to the rate of fire. Basically, we see allu from a forward position gets the first kill, very, very low on HP, so surely he's going to get traded. Where he kept pushing for more, and indeed gets punished by friberg. 4v4 situation. NiP slowly creeping up on catwalk. You see Get-Right throwing the nades as if he's going to go down vents. That's not going to be the case just yet. NiP just trying to force some of the rotations. f0rest, actually karrigan completely aware of his position, gets the kill on f0rest. Rain is there to help him out, gets the kill on friberg. NiP now pretty much have to go for the upper bomb site. Get-Right is next to the vents, and draken is holding for a flank. Get-Right gets the kill on kio.
UMP, wow, that's a nice pick up there from Get-Right. Still more to do though, as he is looking to get control of the site. Draken is on the approach. He has the bomb on his back. Oh, Draken's crossed to the site. Very precarious, but he will make it in the end. Tossing the bomb across to Get-Right. Very smart. He's got the AK, but oh dear. In from the back, NiKo will drop in and take down both players. Unfortunate end for NiP. There was a small chance there, but it is back to the doldrums as far as the money is concerned for them.
I'm amazed how karrigan ran out of hell and peeked directly onto f0rest.
That was insane, wasn't it?
I'm not sure where Rain was, because he also seemed to be yard, so maybe he gave the exact call, but regardless, that was sick. I mean, those 2 kills that they got on yard pretty much decided the round eventually.
Get right with the scout, not something you see every day. This could be quite entertaining. I like how he's spaced his name out as well. Trying to reinvent his name like Madonna. Where's the cowboy hat? Ooh, that was a close one. I thought it might have been a headshot, but it's Rain to deliver that allu with an AWP. Just holding the angles. Ooh, NiKo, he's being teased. He sees the shadow every time he looks away. That makes life easy for NiKo. FaZe with a nice setup, and it is 1 by 1. This is somewhat like when you go to one of those fairgrounds and they give you a really terrible gun to like shoot balloons or something to win a small can of whiskey. Ooh. You know what I'm talking about?
Whiskey.
Those games where you get a gun and it's like completely terrible and you've got to like shoot a plate or something.
BB gun.
You know, there's that game where you need to get as many baskets as you can.
Yeah.
So we had like a fair when we were at a summer camp. I was playing basketball with my team, so we went to the fair, and our like best shooter like basically broke the record and won like a bottle of scotch or something, which never happened. So he brought it to the coach so we can get like longer curfew or something, and they banned us from playing that game at the fair.
There was an arcade in London where they had one of those a basketball game, but it was in the shape of a shoe for some reason, and it was really small. Because I'm so tall, it dispensed tickets for every basket. I just waved my hand in front of the camera, and it's got loads of tickets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hacky boy.
Oh, back into the buy rounds here between NiP and FaZe. Oh no, I was going to say, okay, so we have an AWP on draken actually. We're already tagged down as well. Oh, wow, Rain creeping in the smoke, man. This is a dangerous game. A dangerous game. What is he going to find, though?
That.
Whoa, did he just get sprayed down through the smoke? Nice. friberg picks off the kill.
Oh, no.
friberg's having a pretty darn good game so far. And now they're down to 3 off FaZe. NiP, how do they opt to capitalize on this advantage? It's always fun times reading the mini-map on this map.
Yep. It's an observer's nightmare and a commentator's nightmare as well.
And an analyst's nightmare.
Yeah.
Just a nightmare. That.
Oh, what a shadow!
Shadow!
Oh, I didn't see the shadow. It's going to leave allu alone, emerging up the vent, but it's on the corner of the vent. He will lay. That will be his resting place for that round. And we come to 10-10. Yeah, Rain started running in the smoke a little bit. Yeah, he made a few steps, and that was enough for friberg. Maybe he's using the HRTF sounds. A bit controversial when they came up, but they are an improvement.
Does anyone
it just takes some getting used to. I use it. I use it. It's better. It is better.
Of course you do.
you need to some time to get used to it, but it's an improvement definitely. It was a bit weird. I mean, it's had a number of updates. There were some odd places where you couldn't tell if someone was right next to you or 15 feet away. But there we go.
So less pressure on the outside for NiP at the beginning at the round at least, but now we get the smokes come in, we get all the players flooding in to that position. Trying to find something over the smoke. Will FaZe push the smoke? Oh, misses the shot, does draken. But let's see if he's going to find himself another opportunity here. The smokes will be gone in the next 10 seconds or so. Oh, they're gone already. Huh. Completely misread that for some reason.
50 seconds on the clock. Forest slowly emerging. Oh, that is quite the spray.
Yeah.
That is quite the spray.
Love it.
God damn. 40 seconds remain now for the T's to capitalize on this advantage. Waiting for these smokes to go. Ooh, get right through the corner of the smoke. kioShiMa taken down 5 versus 3. But Rain, he's been one of the players to get multiple frags. Ooh, karrigan's position. I mean, NiP, they're walking very slowly to B, but the problem with this is the time for error correction when they plant the bomb is going to be very, very slim. If karrigan ducks and dives and stop the original plant, I mean, all he needs to do is stop the person planting the bomb, and he's good to go.
Oh, they're going to spawn him straight away. The trade comes in immediately, and so they should be fine here. I don't know that NiKo can make it there in time. Unfortunately, he can't. So that will be likely the round here. NiKo 1 versus 4. Can do some damage, that's for sure. If he's thinking about trying to cut off exit pathways of the T's, he might get a frag or two. But looking to save now. So FaZe not really in the best position in the world. That is for sure.
Ooh, Radar, surely. Yeah, I think he saw him. Yeah. He did. Radar, at least. I think he landed a shot. Standard NiKo snapshot, but it must have collided with an object or a leg. 1 round advantage for NiP, and FaZe are on the back foot. NiKo with a lot more money than the rest of his teammates, so he can buy that AWP and still buy together with his team in future rounds. And he's got a forward spawn.
And you can see another example of the Opera being too aggressive. This time it was allu exposed to too many angles, dies. They lose control of yard as NiKo gets the pick onto draken. No way draken was expecting an AWP to be in play.
Oh, look at this. He's going aggressive again.
That's cheeky.
Yeah. You got the advantage. I guess maybe he just wants more. He's like, okay, we have no guns. I need to do more.
Yeah,
his scope should be heard, though, because there's an NiP player above him. So he must know where he is. But the question for NiP is...
Imagine if he just walks out, like checks Getride's position and kills him. How tilting is that?
He's looking for it as well. He's looking for it! Oh my god!
He found it.
Seriously, that is just unreal, isn't it? Getride's like, yep, I know where he is. I've given 0 sound cues away. I will just, slowly but surely peek his position. Oh, well, it looks like he is a clairvoyant and he knows exactly where I am. NiKo, you dastardly devil.
I'm not really sure why Kio thought it would be a good idea to push Hut when the rest of his team was clearing yard in a 5v3 situation, but never mind.
I suppose he was making a gamble play for a gun, but I mean, to that point, do NiP know that FaZe don't have a full buy? I think the game is up now. 27 seconds and NiKo's on the prowl, almost killing his teammate there. There's another no-scope onto Forest. Oh my god, his friberg's the last man standing. NiKo's finally dead. He has no idea where allu is. He's going to plot the wrong way. Oh, he's got things as well. There's 15 seconds.
Oh,
he's going to go for the jewel and he's got the AWP. Oh my god. What an absurd round.
This is exactly what you're talking about before, Yanko. Just with all these players on FaZe, one can just go nuclear in a spot like this. It's just... what do you do?
And look at this. So first kill was fairly easy. Caught draken off guard. This was a great kill. Third frag was great as well. And then why does he quick scope when the player is not looking at him at all? That kill, he could have won the round right then and there.
Because he's in that flow,
star,
man.
Superman
mode,
and he's like, I'm gonna make it flashy and it's gonna be amazing. And da 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 da. When he could have just taken his time.
I'm gonna make it onto Reddit. Let's go. If I just quickscope this, I'll be on Reddit.
Safe and sound. I don't think he's actively thinking about that, but maybe somewhere, subconsciously, that's his thought.
I mean, it's a bit like Simple as well, right? Simple is like a similar story there, wouldn't you say? Just a bit flashy, bit of flair.
I think when it comes to majors, he definitely is. When he hears the crowd cheering for him, he gets mad hype, just like the adrenaline rush is just off the charts.
Yeah, he wants to please the crowd, doesn't he? He's quite the crowd pleaser.
He's a pleaser.
NiP, they had money to buy in this round. Get right with an alternative angle. Ooh, that's a big advantage for his team. But again, this can quickly disappear. Draken almost starts the round with 10 HP these days on Nuke. And Get Right's pretty low as well, so everything can spin around quickly. And again, NiP, will they make it to a bomb site with time? As it came close in the last instance.
NiP seem to be fairly consistent at finding their advantages. They seem very comfortable so far. I mean, obviously, it's never going to be too fun to play against FaZe because they are just monsters. But NiP seem to be pretty confident and pretty methodical and just clearing out the last. What?
Look at the time.
That transfer from karrigan was just disgusting. They will still get the one down though. Rain is not going to have an angle on that. Ooh. Looks like here he goes, up the vents. First 1v1 will be lost, and that is another round for NiP. I was a bit worried when karrigan got that double there. for NiP, but they are good to go. Oh, look at that money on FaZe. The reset is sucks.
Yeah, allu with 46.50, so at least there's no AWPs in this round for NiP to worry about, though. After the last eco rounds,
Yeah, you're right,
that's basically an eco round as well, isn't it? It's an eco round of an AWP.
Yeah, if they had another $100, I would expect the force buy with AWP. Just because, why not?
Man, that was a very entertaining round. I love the one AWP, nothing else buy. Often fun.
It's just fun when it's in the hands of NiKo and he's in a spot and he's clearly in a spot where he's thinking, I have to do more. I have to do more. So he's trying to make plays, and of course he makes plays. And when NiKo makes plays, it's usually pretty fantastic. So we have FaZe on the force, spending all the dough to see what they can do in this round. But again, as I mentioned, I feel as though NiP have been very methodical in how they're taking all the angles. And as you said, draken at like the start of every round, just on 1 HP basically, 1 to 10 HP. Ooh! Oh no! Oh, feels bad. Feels bad. Feels real bad. Oh man.
Yeah, this is a difficult map to be as aggressive as draken on. Did he say at BCS that it's draken? I think he might have said that.
He said he doesn't care.
Yeah, draken or draken.
Yeah. I think I usually say draken.
I released the draken.
Because that's closer to the...
Oh, friberg blind. And we've got problems now. Whoa, okay. That was... I was thinking...
That looked really weird.
It's like their heads collided and they both died or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so Get Right is with a UMP. And he's the last man standing. At this point, I don't know if you want to, like... Try and... Well, okay. He's going for the round. Now, this is... I don't think this is going to work. Versus 3 people with AWP, I would be throwing this over a fence or something. I don't know how he can clutch the round of the orb. He either saves the orb or has to dispose of it, I think. On the roof? If he throws it on the roof and goes back to the UMP...
He's going to...
What's the money like on the team
now, so
yeah.
Just saving it. It's a good save, good save.
So draken can buy armor. Like, I don't know if the whole team will... Let's see. Xizt will have 4K. Okay, they can buy next round. I mean, Forest and friberg, they're going to have, like...
Tech-9s or EMPs.
Yeah, it can work.
The funny thing is that the 2 rounds that FaZe have won recently have just been with the pistols, basically.
Actually, draken can drop an AK as well, so they should have 3 AKs?
Yeah, he could
and
just
not many grenades.
How much money does draken have? Because they could just...
4K. Yeah,
oh,
he's bought an AK for someone.
Because he could even go armorless and if he really wants, but...
There we go. So yeah, just the 1 tech-9 and a reasonable amount of grenades, so that works.
Looks good, yeah. draken hoping to not get shot to 10 HP in the first 10 seconds this time and to get himself a pick. But perhaps, you know, to FaZe, he's somewhat predictable in this regard. It is very, very difficult to get the AWP going when you're not outside. And even when you're outside, depending on how the CTs are playing it, if they're playing very, very passively, it can be impossible to do anything with the AWP, and you're forced into closer ranges. If the CTs don't challenge outside at all, which is not too uncommon. You can just give it up as the CTs. Protect the control room, protect the vents and so on.
Yeah, and you guys can see the CTs don't have an AWP, which is why I was focusing on how critical it was to keep the AWP out of their hands one way or another. Get Right chose the best way, of course. Allu making his way towards the ramp now. And there's draken.
And just not having the AWP, you can see how it's affected the play massively. They're incredibly passive with no AWP. And look at NiP, they're just running over them. They just have the lower bomb site now. I think the biggest problem here for FaZe is that they went for this very passive play, but they didn't put enough emphasis towards the control room and smoking it off, getting rotations going, because NiP, they just outmaneuvered them.
Yeah, you can't really give up secret and just lower bomb site like that. You need to take a risk, and that's the better risk. It's better to rotate more bodies to lower than to leave them elsewhere. But still a 3v3 situation. Draken makes it to 3v2. FaZe decide to go for it, and they lose the remainder of their players. And now they're in a very, very difficult situation. You can see the money they just got reset again. And if they force here, as they will, with a very, very weak buy, NiKo has an MP7.
Interesting.
That must have been a misbuy. That should have probably been a UMP. If they lose this, they're probably going to concede match point to NiP. So, a round of grave importance then.
Yeah, absolutely. But honestly, I think FaZe are just as comfortable with pistols as they are with anything else. At least last few rounds have shown that to be the case. And NiP are going to go with the same round, same exact round. This time's a bit different though, because FaZe will be more confident to not only play the close ranges, but just to play more riskily, with more risk, because they have pistols. So this could be interesting. Rain is going to smoke it off. That's already an improvement. And not to mention just the initial kill off of the headshot of the 5-7 from Rain. Big improvement to how FaZe handled the previous round. All they needed was the smoke here before. And look, a re-smoke. This is absolutely how they should have played the last round as well. With 1 or 2 players down there. So FaZe going for the hard read. As soon as they saw the triple smokes, they put more than 2 players, in fact, down towards Secret.
Get Rice and Co still have some map control though. Get Rice got to be careful of the high ground. You see him checking there. And again, he gets a kill on the same position, favoured by the CTs of FaZe. Straight back to the ramp. No fatal kill onto, well, no fatal shot rather. Because the kill is fatal by definition.
It is, indeed.
kioShiMa's got himself an AK now. Forrest in CT spawn. There are 30 seconds though. Time is of the essence for the Swedish team. And that's a nice position towards the vent area. NiKo can cut the site in half. Oh, 2-man spray down. And that fire rate of the MP7 comes in handy for that one, leaving Forrest alone with 15 seconds. And again, FaZe making it work with nothing in the bag. NiKo gets a nice upgrade from the MP7 to an AWP. And now look at the money on NiP.
Apparently the UMP isn't the only submachine gun you can use in gun rounds, James. MP7 can do the trick, apparently. You wonder if this is where NiP is lacking a bit of aggression on their T side, in a sense that one of the more viable things to execute when you know your opponents are going to be on a low buy, especially when you can almost with a guarantee know that they're going to have pistols predominantly and not a lot of utility, is an upper rush through Squeaky. And if NiP just took that risk, maybe they wouldn't have found themselves in such a predicament to have limited time left. Look how the last 6 rounds have went.
Yep.
Like teams just going back and forth every single round. This one is going through the wire, and it seems like NiP is going to actually eco here. And that may give some much needed breathing room for FaZe coming into the last 3 rounds of regulation.
Yeah, just a single deagle. Single deagle.
There are 2 deagles.
Oh, there's 2 deagles. Okay, I can't see.
That's twice as many as you said, Dan.
I'm sorry.
How could you be that inaccurate?
I know. It's bad. Oh. Well, one deagle's gone.
Counting is fun.
We can be as educational as Sesame Street, perhaps.
Minus the costumes.
Minus the costumes. Ooh. So, get right something. Yes, there we go. Got a deagle for him. Oh, come on. One more. But no, 14-13. FaZe take the round easily. And now the buy comes in for NiP. Draken, after buying the deagle, has left himself with only $2,700. So he's going to be Tech 9 armor and some nades. Will we see a set piece here from NiP? Is that the way to get back into this? I mean, I would think so, just because they didn't have very much. They got the Tech 9. Like a little, not too much utility. So you kind of want to just go all in with it in one fell swoop. Just get the bomb site and hope that you win the round in that instant. And it might be the case. So you can see that the glass has been broken early. And that suggests to me that they are likely going to just put a bit of delay before they decide to actually go for any sort of plays. Ooh, NiKo already taking down Forest. This is not a round where they need the numbers to be thinned out too early. So what is the big idea here from NiP? I like how consistently we are seeing the smokes outside. But I also like how FaZe don't give it too much respect. Nice push from Rain. 3 players left for NiP, and they've yet to find themselves on a bomb site. Not a good look for the Swedes.
Yeah, if NiP are to win this round, FaZe can still buy something, whereas NiP are going to be on a Tech 9 force buy should they lose this one. Oh man, that is reconstructive surgery for that chin. And now it's match point to FaZe again. You know, this has been quite the back and forth. No clear winner, but perhaps we will soon have clarity because NiP can only buy so much. They can only do so much. They need close quarters, and the high grounds, inside, outside, is going to be a big problem for them.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad for NiP. I mean, I felt as though they were doing so well in this matchup, but just again that FaZe factor of just creating utter chaos with pistols and weird buys is just always going to be potentially highly disruptive, and that's what we saw here. And now it's down to this, a rush through secret down to the lower bomb site, and we get a kill for a kill here. So can NiP get themselves onto a bomb plot? That's the question. karrigan going quite aggressive here by himself, trying to take the initiative, and again he's actually doing a good job. He's slowing them down. He got a 1-for-1. And still, the weapon advantage will be FaZe's. The bomb will be planted, though.
That's a tough miss. The bomb knocked down just yet, and now surely it's over. They had a chance to pick up another rifle, but now it's Xizt alone versus 3. No Molotovs necessary. FaZe will take it. Finally, 16-13. A tough match for both sides, but they will prevail eventually.
Yes, they will, and as we expected, pretty messy game. I mean, something that you can expect from online games in general. You can see how towards the very end we had a lot of force buys, weak buys being exchanged between the teams, and you would expect in that scenario FaZe to be the one to come out on top. And I think those win conditions that we talked about, that we discussed, about NiP needing to be disciplined in those rounds, especially against full ecos, when FaZe had pistols and no armor, is exactly where NiP failed to perform. And in the end, I believe that's what cost them the game here.
Well, Janko, it's actually very true. Like going back to those initial points, you're